I feel like that's actually something that I've been kind of wishing that would come around, right? Because I feel like my daughter, right, is a great example of that process or that way of thinking, right? So, and I think it'll do great things because a lot of times families come here and they see kids that have been here since toddler class and they're signing and they're like, that's great, but what about my kid who's been in mainstream for 2 or 3 years? What kind of progression? I mean, are they really going to progress? What's going to happen to them? And so I think my daughter is a great example. My daughter came here with zero language at the age of almost 4. She started in pre-K, and I wish that we had like footage of her when she first came here. You know what I mean? And then footage of her now. You know what I mean? That progression, and like you said, that if putting that in the timeline is key to show parents like, hey, look, this progression is once they come here and because it's not just the school, right? No matter if your child's hearing or deaf, parents have a responsibility to their children to continue the education from while in school and at home, right? So at home, we're signers and everything too, so that's helped a lot. But it's important for them to see when kids come here not signing and not having any language, and a lot of times behavioral problems. You know what I mean? Because of the frustration of kids not being able to communicate. You know what I mean? We had that problem with Bella. She was just kind of throw tantrums.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I remember the very first time that I was able to actually avoid a tantrum. We were in the class. I was volunteering for the class, and I handed her an apple, a piece of an apple, right, a slice, and she shook her head no, and she signed to me. She's like, no. She's like, I want orange. You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh, okay, here you go. 2 months before or a month before, she would have been on kicking and screaming
In
on
the
the ground,
ground,
screaming,
screaming.
crying. You know what I mean? Because she couldn't communicate to me that she wanted an orange slice. And sometimes it's just that simple little thing that will improve, like their life, daily life, and the parents. You know what I mean? And it's something that like has to be seen as an example in a progression of time. You know what I mean? So I feel like this platform will do that.